hot minute since I've been on here, and I really have no excuse besides life. I just got really caught up and a lot of things happened, but I won't explain that until the next video because it kind of goes hand in hand with my acne situation, but I'm not going to go into it right now. We'll just talk about it in the next video. This video we're going to talk about the boobies. I went on to Snapchat and I asked you guys which video you guys wanted to see first because my top two ones were my acne and the boobs. Obviously, the boobs got the most votes, so here I am. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I had my boobs done last year around this time. It's been almost a year now. It's the best decision I ever made in my whole entire life. It's something that I debated for a long time. I've had 5 kids, and with those 5 kids came saggy breasts. I couldn't even fill up a 34B cup, and I used to be able to fill up a 34B cup. Whenever I was breastfeeding, I was up to a C cup. So coming down all the way to a 34B cup, it was horrible. And mind you, I could put my bra on and I would still, if I looked down, there was like this much gap in between the bra and my breast tissue. Like, it wasn't a cute little scene. I did not have breast tissue. I mean, I had some, but I didn't have a lot. I don't know where it went. I started doing fitness and I think that my breast just disappeared. I mean, I didn't have any breasts before, but after doing fitness for almost 2 years, my breasts were just practically non-existent. I want to tell everybody I didn't do this for the whole world. I did this for me. I didn't do it for anybody else. Sometimes I get messages on Snapchat like, hey, how come you never show your boobs, or so on and so on, and I'm like, because it's for me. Yes, I love how they look in some sexy clothes, but I don't dress sexy all the time. I only do it whenever I'm going out with my husband, or I go out on a date, and I go on a girls' night. It's not all the time. Majority of the time I'm in sweats and a t-shirt or whatever the case might be, so I don't always have a chance to dress them up. I got 400 cc's. I'm now measuring a 32 double D at Victoria's Secret. That's the only place I shop for bras, so I really haven't gotten measured at any other place. Before I even went to a doctor's appointment, I was searching YouTube like crazy. Like, I would go breast augmentation, boob job, and I would be up all night into late hours just looking at videos because I wanted to see what I was getting myself into and if it was really worth it. Now, I saw lots and lots of videos and I'm like, okay, you know what? Just enough. If I went and I had 5 natural births, I can do a fucking boob job, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I researched doctors and I found one who I felt comfortable with. I looked up his work and his work was great. So I went to the doctor's office. At my consultation, we tried on sizers and I had my mind set on 300 cc's. And when I went in there, I tried them on, looking in the mirror, and I was like, well, this looks like a good size. But I was told that after your breasts drop and fluff, your boobs are gonna get a slight bit smaller than what you actually wanted. So after that being said, I'm like, I'm gonna try the 400 cc's and see how I like it. I'm a very petite person. I'm 5'1", and I'm weighing around 105 pounds. So I tried on the 400 cc's and I was like, yeah, these are the ones that I want to get. Next was the pre-op, and at the pre-op they tell you what to expect. They give you your medication. They talk to you about how the procedure is going to be, so on and so on. It literally just took about 15 minutes. So surgery day. So I was nervous. I was extremely nervous. I walk in there and my husband's sitting in the waiting room. My friend from Atlanta came in a little bit later and they put the cap and the gown on, and I was extremely nervous. Like, I was out of it. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, I hope this doesn't hurt, because I saw tons of videos. Some were good, some were bad, but I still took the chances and did it either way. But all that was just running through my mind. Going to the surgery room, and the anesthesiologist was so kind. I was like, what if my anxiety just makes me wake up from the anesthesia and I'm in the middle of surgery? He's like, it's not gonna happen. He's like, it's not gonna happen. He was being so kind. And they were just talking to me. 3 seconds later, I was out. So next thing I know, I wake up in the recovery room, and I was like waking up, and I remember feeling so groggy and so out of it. I felt completely drugged. I did not feel anything. First thing I could think of was, I got boobs. That's the first thing I did, and I kept looking at them, and they wheeled me out in a wheelchair, put me in the car. I mean, helped my husband put me in the car. The ride back home wasn't that bad as I thought it would, because we live, I would say 30 minutes from the doctor's office, but with traffic, it can be up to 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Getting home for that first day, I don't remember anything. I slept for, I think, almost 2 days. I was on morphine, Lortab, and I can't remember what else. But I only used it for the first 3 days. That first night was probably the roughest night that I had, because after the drug started wearing off, I started feeling pain. To me, personally, it feels exactly the same how it feels with breast engorgement after giving birth. That's exactly how it felt for me. So to me, the pain wasn't horrible. Like, I've experienced worse pain. First night, I put 2 big pillows to my sides so I wouldn't roll over, because you cannot fall asleep on your sides or on your stomach for over a month, especially while you're recovering. My husband helped me out a lot during this. You cannot get up out of the bed. Like, you just feel like you just have to hold your breasts like this all the time. Like, I would be walking hunchback, because I felt like my breasts were gonna fall out of the incisions. As funny as that sounds, that's how it felt to me. The following days after this, I think the pain was a little bit more tolerable. I started not taking the morphine. I did not like the feeling of it. I felt like a zombie. I didn't feel like myself. The pain was not there, but I just didn't like it. I would rather deal with a little bit of pain and be able to be alert. So by day 3, I wasn't taking any medication except maybe some Tylenol. Ooh, I almost forgot. The fucking constipation. The constipation these narcotics give you is freaking insane. I have IBS, as bad as that is. Sometimes I can go weeks without going to the restroom. But this constipation was no joke. So I called my doctor's office and I told them what was going on. I think it's been like 7 days that I hadn't been going to, I have not been able to go to the bathroom. I took laxatives, everything, nothing worked. I had to resort to having my husband do an enema on me. And if you're not familiar with an enema, it's basically like just a bottle of water, warm water. You just into your asshole. Literally into your asshole. And what happens is it just starts moving things around and softening things. This is a lot of TMI, but I'm sorry. And it softens all the stool, so you're able to go to the bathroom. Probably within the first 30 minutes, I was able to use the bathroom, and I felt so much relief because my stomach was super bloated. I looked like I was 9 months pregnant, and it was painful. I was able to take a shower probably on day 3. I wasn't able to shave my armpits for a little bit over a week. And I had to have my husband also help me out with that because I could not lift my arms up. The furthest I could probably lift my arm was probably like this much. And I already felt like it hurt. So I went onto this group and somebody suggested to use the wall of the shower to put my hands on there and to slowly climb my hand up until I have enough space right here to be able to put a razor in and shape. So that's exactly what we did, and it worked amazing. It worked. I was not a freaking gorilla anymore because it was So bad, so bad. So much TMI in this video. After a week, I would say I noticed bruising, like a lot of bruising on my ribs, and it wasn't painful, but it was pretty bad. If I have any pictures, if I can find any pictures, I'll insert them here. You guys can see it was just on the sides, on the incisions, and it lasted probably about 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, I felt perfect. On day 1, I opened up my bra, because they give you this bra that zips up in the front or buttons up in the front. I can't remember. Either way, it has a closure in the front. So I took a look at them in the bathroom and I was like, whoa, what's going on? My boobs were like Franken boobs. They were completely swollen and big. They were like up high, up to my collarbones, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, is this normal? Contacted my surgeon, and then he's like, it's totally normal. He's like, it's all that swelling, it's gonna go down, and just give it a couple of weeks. You're gonna notice that it'll start going down and it's not gonna look like that anymore. And I'm like, okay. I'm gonna also show you guys some photos, because I do have photos of that. Day 2, I didn't have to. My husband took me back to the doctor's office because they had to take out, what was it? Was it I think it was the tape, or yeah, it was the tape, the surgical tape that was on my incisions. They removed it, even though it was supposed to stay on there for 3 weeks. They removed it because I was having some sort of allergic reaction to it. I felt fine after the 2nd week, if I'm correct. I felt perfectly fine. I mean, I did have a little bit of bothersome here and there. I still wasn't able to do full range of motion on my arm, but I was okay. So if you guys are looking at this video because you guys are debating doing the breast augmentation or having a boob job, please follow your doctor's orders. One thing that I do regret about the whole thing is not following my doctor's orders. I was told to only do legs and a little bit of cardio after a month. I could not do any heavy lifting until 6 weeks, but because I'm so impatient and I'm like, 6 weeks? I'm like, I'm gonna get fat. I already gained like 5 pounds. I'm like, I'm gonna lose muscle tissue. I'm not gonna do this. I'm like, I feel good. I should be able to go back to the gym. My smart ass went back to the gym after maybe about 3.5 weeks. What happened? I was doing upper body one day, and I believe I was doing triceps or biceps, and obviously it engages your chest muscles. So the right side, I heard a little pop. I wasn't sure what it was, but I'm like, maybe it's just normal, you know? Months later, I start noticing that this breast has dropped a little bit lower than my left. I'm a perfectionist, and I've been taking constant photos of my boobs. You go over my phone, there's boobies everywhere, but in a good way, because I like to keep progress of them. Either way, went back to my doctors and I'm like, hey, this is what's happening. I noticed that this boob is slightly lower than this one. When I'm laying down, this one's perky, like perfect, but this one, it's like it wants to go into my armpit, and I'm like, that ain't happening. I'm like, I did not pay all this money to have uneven boobs. He's like, okay, well, let's see. Try wearing an underwire bra 24/7 for 2 months. Didn't do anything. I think it even got worse. So I went back a month ago. I went into the doctor's office, took my top off, and he's like, yeah, I can see what you're talking about. We're going to go back into surgery and we're going to stitch that pocket back up, because what happened is it's stretched. What happened was he made a pocket, the implant goes into the pocket. So what happened is this pocket stretched. Now this pocket has so much room to move the implant around. He's like, things like this happen. I don't know why it happened in your case. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know either. But here I am thinking, it's because of the fucking gym. I'm going back into surgery on the 19th, and it's not going to take a long time as it did for the breast augmentation. It's supposed to only take 20 minutes or so. Here I am having to go through this all over again just because I was so impatient and I couldn't wait 6 weeks to let my body heal, to let my boobies heal. Don't do it. I'm going to go into the room, change, get a top on so I can show you a little bit more of what it looks like. This is what my breasts look like in a bathing suit top. Again, I have 400 cc's UHP, which stands for ultra high profile. Again, the bottoming of my right breast, you really cannot tell in a bikini top. It has to be completely taken off so you can actually see it. A lot of girls probably wouldn't mind because it's not that big of a deal, but I'm a perfectionist and to me it is a big of a deal. They're like normal boobs. They're squishy now. First, I wasn't able to do none of this. Now I am. They've dropped tremendously, which is a good thing. So this pretty much sums up this whole video. I tried to answer as many questions that I got during my healing process. My Snapchat was blowing up and I think I answered everything that I had gotten. If I didn't and you guys still have a question, just ask me down below in the comment section and I'll get back to you. But I think I was pretty informal. So until next time guys, I will see you guys next time. Bye.